Let's talk about why D&D is so awesome. So there's a ton of obvious reasons of why playing D&D is fun. And when I say D&D, I mean any tabletop role-playing game. You know, it's a fun way of getting together with your friends. It's creative and improvisational. It's tactile, you know, rolling dice is always fun. And the randomness of that makes it surprising and entertaining. But I think there's more to it than that. It's not just a game. I think, and this is just a working theory, that playing D&D is a way of making your imagination real. And that whole process, which I'm going to try my best to explain, is an essential part of being a human. Okay, stick with me. This is going to get weird and out there, and hopefully this explanation will at least be entertaining and maybe get you thinking about why you play D&D and possibly add a few wrinkles to your brain meats while we're at it. Okay, so I'm going to start with a story, but it's not really a story, it's more of just a memory. So years and years ago, Nerf guns got cool. They went from being these kind of generic, colorful toy guns that sort of shot darts, they didn't work very well, to being these seriously awesome, dart-launching weapons of chaos. You know, all of a sudden they had names like Razorfin and Supermax 5000. And my friends and I didn't just shoot foam darts at each other. We had all-out wars. I'm talking multiple day-long battles in our basements. We built forts out of sheets and pillows and had fruit snack rations. It was awesome. And we created this whole game to go along with these Nerf guns. Nobody told us to make up this game, but it just happened because we were kids and we wanted to play pretend. So here's how we played. We split up into 2 teams, divided up all of the Nerf dart ammo. We put a package of med packs in the middle of the room, and they were really just a thing of Ecto Cooler High C in the middle, in no man's land. And then we both went to our own sides of the basement. We spent 15 minutes building our bases, and then the war began. So the whole deal was, if you got shot in the arm, you couldn't use that arm anymore. If you got shot in the leg, you had to hop around. If you got shot in both legs, you became Lieutenant Dan. Now, if you could somehow get out into the middle of no man's land in the center of the basement that was all cleared out and empty, and you could get there without getting shot in the head, you could grab one of the high C's, one of the med packs, run back to your base, and you could heal yourself or one of your teammates. So we took this really serious. We developed strategies and tactics. You know, one of us would provide covering fire while another one would try and get a good flanking position to exploit a weakness in the other team's base. You know, we would try to get the enemy team to use up all of their ammo while we conserved ours, so they would have to run out and try and pick up darts and we could shoot them while they were trying to reload and stuff. And these battles lasted for hours because in our heads, we were soldiers in a war. But it was cooler than an actual war because we had these futuristic electric eel Nerf guns and stuff. And you know, even though we weren't soldiers in a real war, we had created this system of rules that allowed us to pretend like we were. So obviously, just like this Nerf game we used to play, D&D is a system of rules that allows you to pretend to be a hero exploring a fantastical imaginary world. And of course, as an adult, I want to play a game where I get to be a wizard with cool powers that finds awesome treasure and saves the world from some great evil. But that is not why I'm telling you this Nerf story. There's something magical about D&D. There's something extra special beyond just the rules that allow you to play pretend. And I think I figured out what that magic is while I was playtesting the Dragontown zine the other day. Okay, this is where it's gonna get a little out there, but this is the important part. So you, The person watching this video right now is a human being, and what makes you you is all of the experiences you've had over the course of your life, right? The places you've been, the things you've seen and heard, the people you've met, etc., etc. All those things add up to make you you. But all of that stuff has already happened in the past, and right now the way you recall those things that make you you is through your memories. Okay, are you still with me here? So I just explained to you this memory I have of playing these crazy Nerf gun battles, and it wasn't a super detailed explanation of the memory, but it was enough for you to imagine it in your head, and maybe you could even imagine yourself playing Nerf gun battle in your basement with your friends as a kid. Okay, can you see where I'm going with this? So when we play D&D, we are creating these stories with each other. We're imagining these things in our head. The same way I've recalled this Nerf battle memory and shared it with you. And it's almost like now it's one of your memories. Is this too crazy? Am I going insane? Okay. Stick with me. I think I can explain this. So now if you think about one of your memories that you had as a kid, if you close your eyes and you picture it, you know, it's not really like they show it in the movies. It's not like you're standing in the middle of this movie watching this memory happen in third person. You know, you aren't seeing every little detail preserved on a perfect timeline. It's more like vague images that flash in and out as you focus on the important details of the memory. So now, I bet this memory that you're thinking of from your childhood, this thing that is personal to you, that's a totally real thing that happened, an experience you had, I bet it looked pretty similar to how you imagined my memory that I shared with you about the Nerf gun battle in the basement. Maybe, kind of, sorta, a little bit. Okay, so what the heck does this have to do with D&D? Well, all of this craziness just kind of occurred to me while my friends and I were playtesting my Dragontown zine adventure the other night. So there's 4 of us playing, and my buddy Sam, he's played D&D before, but my friends Kristen and Casey, they haven't played D&D. This is their first time ever. And we're just starting to get into the game. Everybody is excited. And Sam starts talking about something that happened in the last game that we played with another group of friends. Now, Kristen and Casey, they're just kind of listening like, what the heck are you talking about, dude? But Sam is telling this crazy story about his old character Scoop that used to try and impress people by flexing his giant pec muscles. And he's telling them that most of the time it never worked. It always failed horribly. But one time he flexed his muscles, he rolled a natural 20 and ended up impressing this very dangerous, very large, giant copper dragon. So even though Kristen and Casey just laugh like this is just a whatever funny story, but Sam is just excited because really he's trying to tell his friends, he's saying, look, we are about to go on this adventure together. All this awesome stuff is going to happen, and we're going to remember it for the rest of our lives. And this is the key to all of this stuff I'm rambling about, okay? As Sam is telling this ridiculous story about his character flexing his chest muscles, he's explaining this memory like it's a thing that actually happened. And even though Scoop isn't a real person and copper dragons don't really exist, because this is a memory that Sam has and he's sharing it with us, his friends, like it's any other memory from his past, it did actually happen and it is a real experience that we've had. And that's what really, really hit me. You know, D&D might just be a game that allows us to play pretend heroes for a couple hours every week. But the magic of D&D happens because we play it together. A group of friends sitting at a table, rolling some dice, using our imaginations to create real, like actually real experiences. And these experiences turn into memories, and these memories are the things that make us human. Okay, does that even make the slightest bit of sense? Let me know what you think in the comments. Have I lost my mind or am I onto something? Either way, if you've made it all the way through this video, this is very different than the stuff I typically make here on YouTube. But hey, it's still about creating stuff for D&D. If you're still here, you are a true champion. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!